What is going on, fellow alchemists? Welcome to Quasi Astrology. Today we are doing Mars in the 5th house. Without further ado, I'll just get stuck into this one. Let's just get at it. So Mars in the 5th house. What a position to have if you have this position, and it's very good if you know somebody who has Mars in the 5th house, because it can be very positive for you. If you come into contact with people who have Mars in the 5th house, it can be quite life-changing. It could be such an experience. It's something it'll be memorable. It will live with you for the rest of your life, because Mars is sitting in the house of sexuality, creative sexuality. This is not just the action of sex or the initiation of sex, which is what we see in the 8th house, which has to do with procreation, etc., copulation. This is the creative, interwoven nature of sex. So this is what you infuse into the sexual practice itself. This is a very good placement for tantric sexual practices and rituals. It's a very good placement to have Mars. The 5th house also has to just in general have to do with our artistic expression as well, because we merge creativity into this part of our chart. Our creativity is displayed from this part of our chart. The way we are going to make our public debut usually has to do with what's in the 5th house, how the 5th house is constructed, and what kind of temperance is coming out of the 5th house. So if you have a very strong 5th house, esoterically speaking, the sun rules over the 5th house because the 5th house is ruled over by Leo. This is the exaltation point of the sun. This is where the sun is very happy, very masculine energy the sun is, and this is why Mars also has a very good position in the 5th house. The sun in esoteric astrology rules over the second ray of wisdom and love. So wisdom and love combined into one brings out creativity. You understand how to project the love of something, and you understand how to merge the nature of something together. You have the function and you have the nature merged together into creativity. And that's why the 5th house is about creativity. So when you have Mars sitting in this part of your chart, this is a very good position for Mars. It can have its detriment. It can be overly expressive. It can be very emotional because of all that energy and all of that creative spark, that amazing merger, that shaded glory that comes into the 5th house can be expressed through Mars into a very martial and dominant type of energy. But that's at its worst stage. That's at the lower octave of Mars. But the higher octave is beautiful. It is expressive. And if you know someone and are in a relationship where there's the sexual activities taking place, a little bit of then you can really find a partner who will completely transform what you believe is the construct of the practice of sexual intercourse. This is somebody who will revolutionize it for you. This is somebody who will sink so deeply into you and invigorate you from the core upwards, that you will feel completely rejuvenated and like a new person. So when Mars is sitting in your 5th house and you're not a partner in relation to somebody who has the 5th house, but you are the person with the 5th house, this is the chance for you to truly express your creativity, whether it's through art, whether it's through socializing, whether it's through your sexual exploits. It doesn't matter. The whole point here is that Mars wants you to truly use the willpower that Mars ushers into this part of the chart to truly express who you are, what you believe in, how you feel. All of those creative juices and fluids that are deeply woven into this into this part of the chart can really give you a head start amongst a lot of other people who otherwise are trying to express themselves, but you have that ability to shine. So when you have a very strong 5th house that's exalted in your chart, especially with Mars sitting in this part of the chart, always keep in mind that you could have exceptional abilities in the practice of tantric sexual rituals. So if you are into tantra and if you're into tantric kind of rituals that allow you to explore your sexuality and explore other people's sexuality and merge them into one, thus possibly reaching a level where the Kundalini is awakened, this is a very good position to have. Why is this? It's right next to the sign of Virgo. Virgo is the sacred prostitute. That is a good thing, not a bad thing. And so when you have Mars sitting in the 5th house, you pull from that energy as well. You're pulling from that, you're communicating with that energy, and you're able to really utilize the nature of creativity with the sacred prostitute in Virgo, and you're able to merge them together. And you could completely change somebody's life. You could change your own life with this position. It is a very good position to have. But as I did mention, just be careful of the underlying issues such as explosiveness that could come out of here, the domineering expressions, the domineering creativity, where you make people see how, you make people see things the way you want them to see it. So Mars in the 5th house, again, really good position to have, really good position to know somebody who has this, especially if it's in a relationship that has sexual undertones to it. So for the Alchemist, I hope you really enjoyed this one. It's Mars in the 5th house. Please don't forget to subscribe, drop a like down below. More importantly, drop a comment, tell us what it's like with Mars in the 5th house. How do you experience this throughout your life? How does it express itself through your life? And the most important thing, the most paramount thing is that you take good care of yourself, and I'll see you when I do Mars in Virgo.